If you want to install Red Hat version 8, so there's a two different way you can go for this, right? One, you can use your base bare metal computer, means directly your hardware, maybe your PC or your laptop, and install on the top of this. Or you can use a technology called virtualization, right? So there's a two main method to install any operating system. One, you can use your bare metal, means directly your laptop you can use, right? And you can use the second method would be your virtualization. Okay, and nowadays it is very common to for installing any operating system on the top of virtual world. So that's what I'm going to show you right now. So my uh, current scenario would be something like this. So I have my base laptop, okay, and they'll give me some physical hardware, right? The hardware maybe your CPU hardware, maybe your RAM hardware, would be your hard disk. And on the top of your physical hardware, maybe let's say your laptop, you might have one operating system that is known as base operating system. It may be Windows or Mac or maybe any other Linux also. In my case, I have Windows on the top of my laptop. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to use this technique, right? That's called virtualization technique, right? And this technique is for implementing this particular technology. You need certain software. Again, there's a multiple software available in the market, from VMware, from Windows, Hyper-V, and other tools also. But the very commonly used tool in the market is Virtualbox. So there's a multiple tools available, but I'm going to use Oracle company's product called Oracle Virtualbox. So what I'll do, I will go to internet and download this tool, and after I download, I will install this software on the top of Windows. So good thing about this software is this software has a capability to do a virtualization, right? A tool called Virtualbox. So good thing would be, after having this software, you can install multiple operating system together, and you can also start, that's called boot the operating system also in parallel. So if you want to install like OS 1 and operating system 2 and many more, you can install. But our plan is to install one Linux operating system. In my case, is called RHEL, or called Red Hat Enterprise Linux version 8. Okay, that would be our plan. Now, one more small thing before we proceed for the installation part. Any operating system, if you want to install, that they need some hardware. So this OS will need RAM, this OS will need CPU, and this OS will need storage. So for this, this OS will give the request or send the request to this program, and this program behind the scene contact to Windows, and Windows will take these many RAM and CPU hard disk for this particular operating system. Okay, so technically VirtualBox is a program who will provide the respective physical hardware to this operating system. Okay, and second thing is, if you want to install any operating system, one more thing we need a setup file. Okay, or maybe you can say we need some bootable DVD, or it is also known as operating system image. Okay, so if you want to install any operating system, right, you need any of this thing, and you will attach this image or DVD or your setup file to this system. Okay, and this system, guys, is also known as, you can use the word called operating system, but because this operating system we are installing on the top of virtualization technology, so this OS and this system is also known as virtual machine or the guest system. Okay, so because we are going to install first time, so we need some sort of file or image. Sometimes have extension and format called ISO format. So depend which OS you want to install. Let's say I want to install Red Hat version 8, so you can go and download from the Red Hat site how to download the image. So you can search on the Google this key and you will download this OS. Or maybe I have already recorded one video for this, how to download Red Hat version 8 or any other version with no cost, right? So that is the image, and attach this image to this OS and or to this virtual machine, I can say. And after we attach, we will go and install the Red Hat version 8 operating system. That was the next plan. And one more small vocabulary I want to give you here is the base system that is directly installed on the top of your laptop. That system is known as host machine or the base machine. Okay, so in my case it is Windows, but you can use Mac and Linux also. And this machine I told you already is called virtual machine or the guest. Okay, that's all. So what I'm going to move, I'm moving to Google and search for this software called Oracle Virtualbox, and then we'll install first. So in simple, the first step would be, right, I should have this hardware with me. Okay, so first you should have some base system. Let me use the word to make it simple, laptop with physical hardware and your one of the base operating system. Second requirement would be I need one software. In my case, I'm going to use Oracle Virtualbox, the second need that I'm going to download right now. And third, I have to install my operating system on the top of Virtualbox, that is called virtual machine. So there's 3 steps we need. This I already have. I'm going to download the software from the internet. So if you type here Oracle Virtualbox or maybe Virtualbox download, something like this, right, it will give you a link, right? Mostly the first link, virtualbox.org/some download. Click on this link. Depend upon your base operating system, right? You can download their respective software, right? So my base operating system in my case on my laptop is Windows host or Windows, I can say. I click here and they will download whatever the respective latest version they have. Okay, so that's what we have downloaded. You can see in my left bottom, this software has been downloaded in exe file. Next step is obviously you have to install it. Double click and install this software. They will ask you your base system laptop password or admin account password, whatever you have, just provide. Okay, and installation will be so simple, nothing very technical. This is a welcome visit, right? Click next, go for next, and yes, say yes. So it will do some network settings and again install. That's okay, guys. So pretty straightforward, nothing very fancy here. So on my base laptop, we have Windows, and on the top of Windows, we are going to install Oracle Virtualbox. So if I go to my diagram very quickly, this is the setup I was talking about. So you will see this is what I have. So this part we had already, this part we had already, and now this orange layer, that's called Oracle Virtualbox, we are installing right now. After this software has been installed, then we will acquire the ISO file that I already downloaded in my laptop. But if you don't know how to download this ISO file, either search on the Google or you will see one of my video where I explain you how to get the Red Hat ISO free of cost. So the installation process is going on. I'm waiting for some minute. It normally takes some second and minute to complete this process. In my case, it takes 1 or 2 minutes to complete this process. So I click finish. And now you will have this particular program installed that is called Oracle Virtualbox. Now it's time to go and install one new operating system that's called virtual machine. So this is the one process I'm going to do right now. And for this, you acquire some physical resources, okay, from your real hardware with the help of Virtualbox. What I mean by this, let me show you. So it's pretty simple. So after you install, you will have Oracle Virtualbox installed, and maybe if you go to your desktop, you will find some link, or maybe you can search in your search bar, search for Oracle Virtualbox. Click and launch this program that I currently installed. So this is the screen of this program look like. Right, let me cancel. I don't need extension pack here. We might need in the future. We will download that point in time. So now if you want to install a new operating system that's called virtual machine, there's a button here, right, called new. Click on the new button. Okay, and it will ask you what VM name you want to give. Let me give the VM name called RedHat 8. Okay, second thing is they will auto select technically because we give the name RHEL, so they auto select the type of the operating system. So in my case, I am going to install Red Hat Linux, so my type would be Linux. So in your case, by chance this name doesn't come up, just go and select by yourself. Second thing is because we are going to install Red Hat, so just again, if you they doesn't select automatically, right, just go and select your respective operating system. In my case is Red Hat a 64-bit. Okay, but by chance guys, in your system or laptop might not get the Red Hat version 64-bit. If you're only getting 32-bit and there is no option of 64-bit available, in this case if you try to install this Red Hat ISO image, it will fail in the future. Okay, so what is challenge, how you can troubleshoot this issue, right? So if the 64-bit doesn't come in your laptop, it means most probably in your laptop either 64-bit of this OS that doesn't support. Okay, and 99% the probability would be in your BIOS of your laptop, your virtualization setup is been disabled. Okay, so what you have to do, stop this process right now, cancel this screen, shut down your laptop, start your laptop, and as soon as you start the laptop, go to your BIOS. Multiple laptops have different way to go to the BIOS setting. You can search in the Google with your laptop version, but mostly you can press escape or F2 function key or F10 function key, sometimes dial key, depend upon laptop to laptop. Go to your BIOS setting, right, and in the BIOS, maybe something in advanced, you will find some option there. Maybe in some CPU panel, you will see some option there that will talk about virtualization enable or disable. So just go there, enable the virtual part or virtualization part, and then save that setting. Mostly F10 we use to save the setting in the BIOS, and again start your base laptop. Come up this screen and you will see this option gonna come up, right? So I highly suggest how to go to BIOS, laptop to laptop, the key change and vary, search in the Google with your laptop version and they will guide you. You'll find some document for this. By my case, it is already enabled. So I just click next, but again, I'm repeating, your type should be Linux and version should be Red Hat 64-bit only. Just click next. Now here they're talking about the RAM, how much RAM you want to give to this OS, right? So in my base laptop, I have 16,000 something MB RAM, means 16 GB RAM I have. So I would like to give 4 GB RAM to my laptop, 4096. But for installing the Red Hat, if you give 1 GB also, that is also enough. But I'm giving 4 GB to this OS, right? Then next, they're asking that they are going to create a hard disk for you, because obviously if you want to install the OS, you need to have the hard disk. On the top of hard disk, they will install the OS for you. So I'm going to create the hard disk right now. Click create, click next, again next. Here they're talking about that you are going to create a hard disk or cold storage. The size of the storage would be what? So in my case, I am taking 100 GB total hard disk space. So it's a virtual hard disk. It means maybe in your base laptop, you might don't have that much storage available, but you can go for this. So there's a concept called dynamic. So that won't take 100 GB totally from your hard disk. They will take on demand basis, means as and when the storage need, they keep on getting from your laptop. So you can safely go for 100 GB. There's no challenge. That's what I'm talking about. And click and create. So now here there's a new virtual machine come up. This machine, uh, this machine, if you let me increase the screen, this machine only contain the hardware that has a, let's say, 4 GB RAM or 100 GB hard disk and some video card or network card and some CPU. That's all, right? For example, by default they have one CPU. For example, if you click on this hardware and go to settings, right? So you can find a lot of details here. If you go to system and if you go to processor, and they have they say I'm going to give one CPU to this VM. Okay. If you want to increase more, if you want to give two CPU, you can increase and you can go for two. But the main setting that I want to do and change right now here is, because this is just a virtual machine, there is no OS installed in this machine. So installing the OS, I already told you, we need some setup file or the ISO file, and we have to attach this. So how to attach? So in the left panel, there is an option called storage. In the storage, you can think this your DVD-ROM is empty. So they give you virtual DVD-ROM or CD-ROM, and you have to attach your DVD here. If you click on this empty, what you will see in the right corner, there's a one icon of DVD. If you select this, and there's an option called choose a disk file, because if you already downloaded ISO file, that is also like a disk file. So I click here, and wherever you downloaded your ISO file, in my case it is in download folder, right? This is the ISO file I have. I select and open. That's all. So you can think it is something like this. You have your laptop and you are attaching the DVD or bootable DVD in your laptop. That's what I have done here, right? So nothing, only one setting you have to do, right? Attach the ISO file. That's all, and click OK. So now we have physical hardware ready with 2 CPU, 4 GB RAM, some 100 GB hard disk. But this is the blank hardware. I don't have any operating system installed, so that I attach one ISO file of my Red Hat version 8 ISO file of the Linux. Now it's time to power on this OS. This is called boot. When you boot, because you have attached your DVD, so this boot from the DVD, and they ask you, do you want to install Red Hat 8 or not? But before we start installing the operating system, right, we have to install the extension pack of the Virtualbox. Otherwise, maybe some of your devices might not work properly here. For example, maybe your mouse doesn't work, or maybe your keyboard doesn't work in this OS, depend upon, again, hardware to hardware also, right? So what I'm doing here, I'll go to Oracle Virtualbox site again, and here you can go and find the extension pack for Oracle Virtualbox, right? So if you go down, and here I can find the extension pack. Click here, all supported platform, and there's one pack you can see in the left side. It has been downloaded. So I have to install this extension pack in our Oracle Virtualbox. Just go to this Oracle Virtualbox, the screen. This is called Manager, and on the top there's option called File, and the file there's option here called Preferences, and there's option here called Extension, right? And because we already downloaded this extension pack, so there's option here in the right corner, this called Add a New Package. Okay, and wherever you download the extension pack, just select that particular extension pack kind of software and open, and okay. So they said, do you want to install or upgrade, right? So in my case, I might have already, but they ask me to install, upgrade. Just click here to install. Just go to agreement, just go to last page, option come up, agree, click on I agree. Finally, after extension install, you will see this green tick here, and it has been active, and click OK. That's all, guys. Almost all the basic requirement I need in Virtualbox, we have done it, and my virtual machine is been ready, but my OS is not yet been installed, right? So now this is the first time I am doing powering on this machine, or this is also called boot. I click on the start button after I select this machine. Okay, and now this machine has been booting up with the help of my ISO file. So here they give you option, right, that you want to install the RedHat 8 or not. I can use my mouse here. There's a black, pure black screen, but I can use my arrow key, up arrow, down arrow to select the option, right? So I'm selecting the first option called install RedHat 8.5. Okay, and there's some pop-up coming up on the screen. I don't need. Let me close to have a clear visibility. So this time, guys, they are booting up your OS, right, for the installation by and from the DVD or the setup file. So again, I would like to update you. I haven't installed the Red Hat Linux yet. This screen is coming from your ISO file. But after some time, they give one a screen and that help us to install Red Hat 8 on the top of our virtual machine. For your information, guys, if you want to install Red Hat, you need a program called Anaconda. If you see in the second line, internally your DVD is launching Anaconda program, and that will help you to install Red Hat Linux. So screen that you're going to see in some minute, this screen is known as Red Hat installation screen, and behind the scene they come because of the Anaconda program. Okay, now you can use your mouse, take your mouse in. Most guys in most of the laptop, your inbuilt or your tablet mouse doesn't work properly. So if I'm trying to take my mouse in, it is not coming in the screen, right? So again they keep on popping out. So to troubleshoot this point, right, if the mouse is not coming up, and my main motto here is to click on this continue button, because this is a welcome message for the installation part, but I'm not able to take my mouse in, it is not working. So in this case, if this kind of issue come up in your case, so just go to input, and there's option, guys, called mouse integration part here. Okay, and this option is disabled right now. So what can you do? So you have to select this option to have a proper mouse integration of your laptop to this machine. And the only way is we have to first shut down this OS. Okay, and how to shut down this OS? So there's a one cross button here on the top. I have to first again cancel this installation part. I click on the cancel, and there's an option called power off. Don't save, just click on the power of the machine and okay. So to have a proper mouse integration, right, otherwise your mouse won't be able to work properly. So click on this virtual machine, go to settings. In the setting, we have an option in the left side called system, and here they have an option called pointing devices. Internally, actually, they selected a PS2 mouse. That is one of the reasons why the mouse is not working properly. So what you have to do, you have to change this option. If the mouse is not working, in that scenario, you have to work and change to USB tablet. Okay, so this option only for those one who are trying to install Red Hat 8 on Virtualbox on the top of the laptop, and your laptop mouse is not working, right? Or tablet touch pad mouse is not working. Only for those, this option I am suggesting. Otherwise, if you have some external mouse, most probably your mouse will work. So you don't have to do these changes, right? And click OK. And now I believe almost although whatever settings I need according to most of the cases I have done. Again, do the same process, click on the start and powering on this OS. So till now, again my Red Hat 8 is not yet installed. I am again booting up from our ISO, your setup file. Same kind of screen come up, but this time you will see your mouse will work on the graphical screen. Okay, booting up your DVD, and the DVD help you to install the entire RedHat 8. Okay, but the program who are going to help us to install RedHat 8 is Anaconda. Even though guys I can show the all the settings in one go, but I intentionally trying to show you multiple steps what are the troubles you are facing and how to resolve that troubles, because in some cases somebody might face mouse is not working, in some cases mouse is working, so you should know how to troubleshoot at the multiple stages. Okay, now so I have this mouse, so right now it's working very smoothly. Welcome to Red Hat. Which language you want to use for the installation part? I go for English, United States. I click on continue. Here they give you, let me a little bit drag this screen. So here they're asking you some basic detail for the installation part. Two or three details is very important to change here. One, if you want to install any operating system, you need the hard disk, but in the hard disk you have to create a partitions. Okay, so in the system there is a warning they're giving you here, so that they say you don't have any partition yet created. So I click here and just nothing, there's automatic option I've already selected. You don't have to do anything here, just click on the done. So click done, they automatically create the required partitions for you. Okay, second thing is because if you guys want to install Red Hat with black screen, that's called CLI, and the graphical screen that's called GUI or GUI, right? So for this there's option called software selection here. So click in this option. So here in the left panel, base environment, I'm going to select the option called workstation. So they give you a user friendly graphical environment and the black screen also. Okay, so that's what I want you to select. Okay, now one more small thing, it is again not compulsory, but what I'm doing here, I'm changing my time zone, right? I'm based out of India, so I select this screen India. Otherwise, whatever time zone you want to select, you can select over here. Okay, one more thing you can do, because after the installation you might need some network settings, right? So you can right now enable your net settings. Right now click on the network settings and there's option called this network card is disabled. I click on, so it will enable your network settings also. So after installation, I don't need at the time of installation, but after installation, if you want to have a quick internet connectivity, that will be enabled by default. And one more last thing, because every operating system has their own admin account that has all the power, and in the Linux the name of the admin account is called root. Okay, that they will create automatically for you, but you have to set the password, right? And for setting the password, they give the option called in the here setting the root password. So I'm giving the password Red Hat. You can give any password, whatever you feel like, and click done and click one more time because my password is so weak. So click done 2 times and your this setting is also been set up. Okay, so quick revise time zone I set, software selection I set workstation, installation I automatic partition I selected, network I enabled, and I set the root password, right? But it is good practice, don't log in with a root account, right? So what can you do? You can create your own separate user also with a limited power. So just click on the user creation and just go and create some general user with a limited power, right? And log in with this user for your activities, whatever you want to perform, right? So I'm going to create a user with a name called Vimal, and let me put my full name. So Vimal Daga is just a full name, right? And I want to create a username that I would like to use for the login in the future. Is called Vimal. Okay, and I'm setting some password for this user, and that's all. So pretty straightforward. So in the future when I try to log in with the user, so I will put Vimal as a user and I have set the password Red Hat here, and what I want to set would be my password for login. Okay. So that's all guys, this is a main core requirement, and one single screen they give you entire things you can set up. Otherwise, language support, kdump, and security policy as such we don't require right now for in the installation part, right? And just click on begin installation, right? And this is the last thing you have to do. After this, from your DVD or ISO file, they start picking multiple software one by one, okay, and they will install in the hard disk of 100 GB, whatever you provided to this virtual machine, okay. And depending upon system speed, it normally takes 15 to 30 minutes, right? And after this 15 to 30 minutes, you will see in the bottom they will give the option called reboot or finish, right? And then your installation part to be done, right? So I'm waiting this entire installation to be finished, and after this installation finish, we will reboot. And after reboot, they will ask you again some more small settings, then we'll do, and you are ready to go with Red Hat version 8.5 installation completion. So in my case, guys, it takes around 20 to 30 minutes to complete this installation process. And after installation complete, there's option in the down right corner, you can see you can reboot your system. So after reboot, your new installed operating system will boot from the scratch, and that will be your final installation part. But after install or after I boot or I start my operating system, right, they will ask you to do some more small settings that I will do, right? So guys, I can use my arrow key to stop. This is the first screen that come up, right, to start the operating system. Let me remove this cross icon here. And this screen is normally known as OS boot screen, right? So I select the first option here, enter, and it will start your operating system. And whenever you start the operating system, that is also known as boot the operating system, right? And because we have installed the operating system with GUI, this is called graphical user interface. So they're booting up this OS with the graphical mode or in the graphical mode. But because this is the first time we have installed this operating system, so you might see some setting they ask you to perform before they give you a login screen. So I'm waiting my login screen or my setup screen to come up. So this is the initial setup come up. It come only once, right? And here they ask you to accept the license. So click here, accept the license, and click on done. That's all. And there's no need to subscribe the system. We don't require this. And finally click on the finish configuration part. Now this is the first time you have seen this operating system with the graphical login screen, right? And because at the time of installation we have created the account with the name of Vimal, so this name come up. So now it is your choice. You want to log in with the Vimal account, right? I click here, or they ask the password, so I'm just putting my password, and they give they take me into the operating system with the account called Vimal. So Vimal Daga is just a full name, but internal account name, that is also known as username, is called Vimal. But because this is the general user in the Linux, general user means this user have a limited power, right? It means general activity you can perform, but if you need any activity that require some extra power or privileges, okay, or permissions, you can't perform from this user. Okay, for this you have to log in to the different user that's called root account. But before this, let me show you very quickly. This is the graphical screen, okay, and so you can use your mouse in the left corner, activities go, and any kind of graphical program you want to launch, you can launch like Firefox and other things also. But if you want to work on the command line, so there's a terminal here. You can click on the terminal to open the terminal. Okay, but because this account we log in first time, so they're asking to set up some account level settings. So in this account, which language you want to use, I would like to go for English only. About keyboard layout, I go for next by default. Any privacy settings, I go next by default. Any account you want to log in, I go skip and ready for this account. Okay, and just help screen they give you, I don't need any help right now. So this is your graphical screen, and you want to work on the command line, so there's a CLI terminal, also known as CLI screen, command prompt, whatever name you want to say here, multiple name they have. So at your choice, you want to work in black screen or the graphical, right? And because right now we have logged in with a Vimal account, you can use the command called who am I. It will tell you about your username. So I log in with this account. But this, because this account has a general account with a very limited power. So any admin thing you want to do, for example, you want to create more account, change somebody password, install the software, and much more things. That's called system activities. You can't do from this account. So what can you do? First, you can exit from this terminal. Again, from the graphical on the top right corner, click on this arrow and can log out from this account and log out. So after logout, this again screen come up in some second. And here you have to log in with the root account. And for this, there's option here called not listed. You can use your mouse and give the username root. It is already created at the time of its installation, and give the password, whatever password you are given guys at the time of installation. So now this is the first time again you are logging to the root account, and this account is also known as the admin account that has all the privileges and all the power. So now it is your choice. You want to log in with Vimal account or the root account, but good practice, all the activity mostly do from the general account, in my case Vimal. But any admin activity you want to perform, like to create some, to install some software and something like this, you can log into this user and do those activity. Okay, again this is also have a graphical user interface, and plus the terminal. Also click on the activity, or maybe you can type here and search here, that's called terminal. So this will this program come up, and click on this program to start. But again guys, because this is the first time we log into this account, they're also asking to do some setting for the user level settings here. So again, this user, I want this language and this privacy to be used. So click and start. Only one time we have to do, and cancel. And again you can check here with the command called who am I, and right now I have logged in with the root account. So that's all guys, is a quick way to confirm my installation is working fine or not. And that's all the installation part of Red Hat. We installed Red Hat on the top of Oracle Virtualbox. But again, if you want to work on Red Hat Linux, you install an Oracle Virtualbox on the cloud or any other technology, or maybe directly on the top of laptop. The screen, look and feel, command would exactly the same. Okay, so that's all for the installation part. Take care. Bye. See you.